watching the AI report right here on News 9. Now, the pace at which advancements in artificial intelligence and robotics are taking place worldwide is nothing short of breathtaking, some would call it. While we have to and have heard, in fact, stories of robos going rogue in a mall and them calling their robo co-workers to skip duty in the past year, new videos now emerge showing robos from playing basketball to chasing down wild boars, and these can be seen now on a regular basis. We take a look at some of these in this segment along with my colleague who joins me in the studio. I have with me Amit Ranjan, the executive editor of News 9 right here in the studio, and look at some of those visuals, and let's pull up those videos as we speak. Amit, what can robotics do to what can't robotics do? Let's first begin with what can robots do. Of course, we've seen robos in factory floors packaging goods and really, shipping them, exporting them, and even manufacturing assistance. We've also seen robots now in latest videos emerging of sprinting on the streets and really becoming a sight to behold for users. And at the same time, we are also now looking at robots chasing wild boars down streets, pretty much replacing the most lowest common denominator, which are shepherds. So, yes. What have been some of the key wow moments that you've come across when it comes to the world of robotics?
Not just that, they have even become delivery boys. They have been tested for being delivery boys. So goodbye to the Swiggy gig workers,
right,
and the Zomato gig workers in the days to come. But yeah, they've still to master mathematics. But apart from that, it seems every field that anything that humans can do, even from earlier on, robots playing chess were not manually playing it.
Right.
Now they are doing that also. Next thing is you will have an IPL team that is only a robo IPL team. Look forward to that, and they can play every stroke to perfection, measured to perfection.
I'm not sure if I would agree with you on that front, because you're talking about cricket, which is a far more complex game, some would argue, because you really don't know the pace of the ball, where the fielders are positioned. I'm sure sensors will be able to in time detect that. But look at this latest video which is running on the screen right now of a robo trying to play basketball, an easy enough sort of sport, one would argue, where he doesn't have this robot doesn't have an opponent, and just trying to take a simple two-pointer and see how beautifully he misses it. So, yeah. I mean, a basketball...
He got the two-pointer, he missed the three-pointer.
Oh, that's a three-pointer? Yeah. Okay, from that angle, it looked like a two-pointer.
Because it's two-pointer was straight, so probably that's why the perspective was a little easier for him.
Compare that to human beings. At the end of the day, I think human beings, and we're talking about athletes of decent degree who are standing without opponents, will be able to shoot the three-pointer quite seamlessly. Robots are unable to take that three-pointer, and look at the robot really trying to express his emotion, really feeling sad about missing it. So at some point, are we also looking at sports? Of course, the entertainment part of sports may be taken over by robots, but do you think sports will end up becoming the Achilles heel? Because at the end of the day, you will still have human beings who may be able to sort of use tricks which robots may not have mastered just because of the lack of enough training.
I'll take a page out of something we just spoke about in this episode.
Mathematics.
Not mathematics. Before that, they are learning manufacturing in the textile industry.
Right.
Now imagine next soccer league that happens, every soccer player from Messi to Ronaldo has a sensor on his head and a camera on his head. The robo is learning every trick that these people know.
Right.
Every cricket player, they know the helicopter shot of Dhoni, they know the pull shot of Rohit Sharma, they know the straight drive of Sachin Tendulkar. They are taught everything that the best in the world can do. How do you compete with that then?
But there is one point where I will disagree. While I understand that mounted cameras will train the machines to really understand every trick used physically by a player, how does the robo figure out the tricks being used mentally? A deception shot. You want to hit somewhere, you're training the opponent that you're going to hit in one direction, you end up hitting in another. How do you expect robots to learn that?
That is something we'll have to wait and see how far technology can take them to start making decisions of that kind out of the box. Mm-hmm. They can make decisions that have already been made by man, and they've learned from those. Mm-hmm. But making decisions out of the box, let's see how far technology takes them and how far technology is allowed to take them.
Absolutely. So that is where perhaps creative thinking comes in. But some argue that even creative thinking is something that machines, not necessarily robots, but machines using algorithms, your ChatGPTs and Claudes and nano bananas of the world, are already replacing humans, coming out with designs and coming out with creative output, which is far superior to human imagination, some would argue, in a fraction of the time.
Yeah, but right now they are giving options of the creative output. So still there is a creative director who is choosing from all the options these people are giving you.
Right.
Probably that choosing from the options of how many shots you have in your bag, which one to play at what time, that's the next level. And let's see if they can do it. I would love to see a match between humans and smartly trained robots.
Absolutely. I think that is going to be definitely something to behold, but also robots going rogue. I mean, look at these visuals which are playing on the screen right now. A robo potentially, in an office setting, in a factory setting, expected to do a routine task, ends up going rogue. At the end of the day, the scenario that you're talking about, where you may have a match between humans and robots, if the robots were to sort of take offense to losing, to not being able to compete successfully against a human being, them going rogue in the middle of a match, God save the humans, wouldn't it be?
God save the humans, because when a human gets hurt, he falls down and he's attended to. Robots don't get hurt.
Yeah. And
they're made of metal.
At best, immediately replace an arm, replace a part, change the battery, and the robo is out playing again.
Yeah, so it doesn't get tired.
It doesn't get tired. Well, of course, something very interesting that we discussed outside of robotics was the ability of robots to, algorithms perhaps not robots, to also solve for math. We will take up that story next week, but a teaser for our viewers. What is it in math that AI cannot do just as yet? And how far is it learning those tricks to be able to solve them?
As far as my research goes right now, and it has been talked about this very week also around the world, they can do geometry well. But when it comes to advanced algebra, it seems the learning is still in development. Mm-hmm. It's a process that's still taking place. So mathematics is still an Achilles heel, that you would say, that's still in the hands of humans maybe.
All right. So what is the future of robotics and artificial intelligence? Well, let that be X for now. We will get you an answer to that X, potentially some version of an answer on the next episode of the AI Report. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time.